Hey everybody, wanted to welcome you to another Lakeview Mortgage Bankers podcast. This is Jason, and I am joined today with my coworkers Stacy, Zach,
Hi.
and Dylan.
What's going on?
How's everybody doing?
Today we're going to discuss some hot topics in the industry and also go over some of the things that make Lakeview Mortgage Bankers special.
Definitely.
So right now I'm going to turn it over to Dylan. He's going to discuss with you guys some of the new loan limits for coming out for 2023.
Certainly. So with the new year, we have a new set of loan limits. So the conforming loan limit for 2023 is going from 647,200 to 726,200. And then we move on to high balance loans, which the old loan limit used to be 970,800. The new loan limit is 1,089,300.
Wow.
Right. So what does that mean for the business, Zach?
Well, that's actually very important for buyers because there's some properties you may want to buy that it would require a jumbo loan that now you could buy for a conforming loan. So it really just helps how much you could qualify for, and it makes your offer a lot more attractive when you're looking to buy a house.
Because realtors, especially when they see a jumbo loan versus a conforming loan, 10 times out of 10, they're going to want that conforming loan.
Let me ask you a question though. If I'm on the outside looking in and I don't really know the difference between the two, what makes a conforming loan better than a jumbo loan?
Of course. Well, conforming loans, first of all, we're going to talk about rates. The rates are much better. On a conforming loan, you're going to get a better rate than a jumbo loan, and it's a smoother, faster process when it gets to closing. And like Zach said, it's much more attractive when you're putting offers in. If you have a conforming loan or a jumbo loan or a high balance, conforming is always the way to go.
And these are for 2023.
2023, correct. So it's a big increase from 2022.
But even though that's for 2023, here at Lakeview, we actually had that available to us right now. So if you go to put an offer in right now, we could abide by those new conforming loan limits, even though we're not in 2023 just yet.
Yep.
Excellent. Good to know.
Yeah, and then
Supports us.
just speaking of other ways that you could have an advantage when you put in an offer, we have many products here at Lakeview that we like to offer, such as now we have our 2-1 buy down. So a lot of people, they're hesitant to buy right now because they think rates are a little bit high, but these are the people that this program is perfect for. Because let's say you have a 6.5 rate. In the first year, it's 2% lower. You have a 4.5 rate. In the second year, it's 1% lower. You'd have a 5.5 rate. And then after that, it goes up to the full 6.5%. In order to get this buy down, you just have to pay a small concession for the house. And it's really beneficial because for a lot of people, let's say, if rates go down in the future, you could refi and never even go into that higher rate. And if rates go up, on the other hand, you're locked into your deal. It's a fixed rate. It's not an ARM. It almost has the benefits of an ARM because you get that lower rate up front, but it doesn't have any of the cons of the ARM.
Right.
Definitely.
That's a great product. A lot
So,
of people are doing it.
One of the other things that we wanted to talk about, and Stacy's going to touch on this to start, is what we said in the beginning is what makes Lakeview Mortgage Bankers special. What separates us from the rest of the pack? Because there's plenty of other people out there who claim to be mortgage bankers and do what we do. So we want to tell you a little bit more about what makes us different.
So I don't think many people are aware of it unless you've actually been to our building. This is a one-stop shop. We start here. We have 3 closing rooms. That's where everything begins. So the borrower comes in, sit with the MLO, and we go over the application process. From there, we can also go over their credit score and go over that entire process with them. From there, we have processors and underwriters on upstairs. The loan goes there. They're the ones that work on it, get it approved. Then once that's approved, then our closing department, which is downstairs, gets the date on the calendar to clear to close. And within less than 30 days, we actually had 3 loans in the last couple of months. 2 closed in 10 days and 1 closed in 7 days. That is unbelievable. So these are all the things, because of the fact that everything is in-house, we go from upstairs to downstairs. The MLOs are always making sure that the processors, underwriters, everybody's on top of everything so that it's smooth and it's clean and everything works out great.
Yeah, and the big part about the closing process is in-house, we have our bank attorney. Who's
Exactly.
coordinating the whole closing. Money's here, everything's done smoothly,
Correct.
and there's no running around that has to be done since everyone's in
Right.
the office already.
Correct. And she's the one that gets the date on the calendar.
Exactly.
So
And I think
makes
a
it
big
go
thing
even
to
quicker.
go off of that too, as well as we all know, and anybody else who's listening to this, who's experienced with this business, knows that things always happen, right? So
100%.
having everything underneath one roof is very beneficial because
Right.
when something happens in the closing room, we don't necessarily have to get on the phone. We can really just run to the office and
the next
go
door.
from one
Yeah.
place. And even though sometimes it may seem a little chaotic, it's organized chaos,
Correct.
right?
Oh, no,
That's
it's
the business
definitely-
we're in. Organized chaos describes what we do.
Absolutely.
So.
And something else that's beneficial about us at Lakeview is we are here. This is our home office here in New York, but we also do have other offices throughout the country, and that's a benefit to us because we get a little taste of things, not just here in New York. We like to think that we are the focal point of the world, but It's not always the case. You know, things do take place in other states.
And there's different programs out of state that are available that aren't available in New York. You know, because
Exactly.
New York always has to be the most difficult with plenty of things. So
And we also have many
100%.
many borrowers that own in New York and want to buy in Florida, and this is where this comes in, which is
Right.
really
So right now we have
advantageous.
one of our other offices calling in today, and I'm going to patch them in right now on the phone call. It's Steve Rothstein. He's our managing partner from our Coral Springs office in Florida. He's going to be joined with Phil Rose, who is from Douglas Elliman, one of his top real estate agents that he deals with. So I'm going to patch him in, and we're going to get a little taste of them today. So as I was saying, I was introducing Steve, who's now on with us, as well as his real estate agent, Phil Rose from Douglas Elliman. Phil, are you with us too?
I'm here.
How you guys doing today?
Great.
Doing
How are
well.
you?
We're
Doing
doing
great.
well, thank you. We were just going over a little bit about how we do things here at Lakeview and how we make ourselves special, and how we also get a little bit of taste of other offices, and how we were going to be joined with you guys today from Florida. We know our focal point, our home base here is in New York, but we wanted to
Yep.
get a little bit of an idea of how things are going down, down there, down south.
Yeah, everything is good down south. Market is good. Open houses are flowing. A lot of Jace, as we have a lot of different programs that are out there to benefit clients. Those are the reasons why we, being an in-house shop and being a direct lender, we were able to connect with brokers and help their clients. And Phil, you listen, you know that better than anybody. You and I have a relationship for 8 years now.
Absolutely. And Steve and I have been working together for 8 years, and it's really been the synergy and just the rapport and the infrastructure that Lakeview Mortgage has is unbelievable. It makes it easy for an agent like myself, and it's amazing to work with you guys. You guys do everything in-house, and that's what I love about it. You're able to offer the aggressive terms, and when I need to submit a contract, you don't give me a pre-approval. You give me a DU. You give me aggressive terms as far as loan commitment, and if I need to get a contract accepted and closed in 11, 14 days, something like that, you guys are there. You guys get it done, and it's a pleasure working with a company like yours.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Phil.
appreciate that.
Yeah, those are some nice words. We definitely appreciate that. I'm
And that's
sure
like-
Steve does too.
That's like what we spoke about in the past
great.
too.
Phil and I have a fantastic symmetry. We have the similar work ethic. As people who are listening may or may not know, I call myself the on-call mortgage guy. Always available, always, can get me whenever you need me, Saturday, Sunday, nighttime, whatever it may be. And Phil and I have actually, connected at night on a Saturday night. Over COVID, the story that Phil and I always tell is I was driving to Georgia. We rented a house for my family because kind of everyone's got social distancing and whatnot. So we rented our own house for 17 members of my family to just kind of get away and be on a lake and enjoy. And I'm driving up there, and Phil calls me and he needs a DU. So I pull over on the side of the road and I get a signal and I log into Encompass. I get the DU. I snap a photo of it. I couldn't get it to send through, right, Phil? So I sent you a video of me showing you the DU so you could video it and send it to the other agent, right? Is that how it went?
That's some serious service right
And-
there.
and-
Can't beat that.
And it's truly unbelievable because I've spoken with many mortgage brokers in the past, and that's really what makes Lakeview different, is that they're not mortgage brokers, they're not loan consultants, they're not loan officers, they're mortgage bankers, they're direct lenders. And when I called Steve at 10 o'clock at night, and he always said, if you need anything, call me. And I decided to pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, listen, I need the DU. The guy stops while he's driving to Georgia on vacation with his family, and he sends me the DU. And because of it, my contract got accepted. And, that's priceless. And you guys are truly amazing.
Oh, again, like I said, you have the same work ethic, Phil. It's really, that Douglas Elliman. Phil's got some great connections. He's got great relations with other brokers. He is himself an extremely loyal individual. He's a good, honest person. And he does truly look out for the client, which is, kind of our whole thing at Lakeview, right? We make sure the client is taken care of. They're there's full transparency. They're educated through the whole process. They understand everything. And that's the reason why Phil and I get along so well, because the end result is get the contract done, make sure the client's protected and happy. And at the end of the day, it's about just connecting and making your network grow. And Phil is fantastic at that. And he's opened doors to me and vice versa. And we just we have a great symmetry. So I just thought it would be a nice thing to get him on the phone and connect with him and give him some exposure and understand what Douglas Elliman is about.
No doubt, it's a good thing to see how other people have the relationships, because that's what our business is all about how we build the relationships with the realtors and how we do what we need to do to get it done. And obviously, you proved that with your little Georgia story right there. One thing I wanted to ask you guys, because again, we're talking a lot to the New York market here, is how are you seeing things down there right now? Not the weather, of course, but the market itself. How's it going?
So
Phil, you can speak to it.
So you don't have the extreme price wars that you once had about a year and a half ago when we're in the middle of COVID. But our business, Douglas Elliman is different. We bring a lot of different things and a lot of different tools to the table. And for us, the properties that are priced properly and they're not overpriced, those are the properties that are selling, and they're still selling quickly. And there's still people moving here from New York and from New Jersey and from LA. And we're seeing it every day. And we are consistent with business. There hasn't been a drop in business for us. For a house that is priced right, it's going. And sometimes it even still goes a little overpriced. As a matter of fact, I was actually working with a buyer that was relocating from New York, and we put an offer in on a property. And the agent called me back and said, listen, we have multiple offers. Give us your highest and best. And it was after 8:00 at night. I called Steve and I'm like, Steve, listen, we need a DU. We need ready to go. What can we do? Can we get it done? And not even 5 minutes later, Steve had it back to me, and we were awarded that contract, but it still went over the listing price. So, some houses are sitting on the market a little bit longer just because they weren't priced properly, but we're still seeing a lot of volume down here, and the market's still busy in Florida, and people are moving from all over. It's a great place to be.
I think it's safe to say it depends upon the price point, Phil, in terms of the waiting period and how long it sits on the market based on price point. I think is that fair?
Yes, of course.
I think the most important part of what you guys are talking about there is what we talked about in our last podcast, though, is that we're still moving. If you talk to a lot of people in this business right now, there's a whole lot of doom and gloom out there, and misery and, complaints and whatever it may be. And you could sit there and complain about it and just be miserable about the times, or you could do like what we're all doing and just keep on going, keep on plugging along like what you guys are doing. And we said that last time when we were on the podcast, is that our doors are open. We're still doing deals. We're still doing loans. People are still buying homes, which is why it's good to hear from you guys as well, to know what's going on down there too, to get a little taste of other states of that, again, depending upon who you are, really where you are, things are still happening.
Definitely. Yeah.
Correct.
That's
Absolutely.
what we wanted to really get across today, to make sure everybody knew that, and to know that we're here and we're available for all of our clients, whether here in New York, there in Florida, and we're
all
going to
our
have
other offices. Yeah.
right. We're going to have
all
a
over the
podcast
place.
with some of our other members as well, hopefully sooner than later. But that's what our plan is.
Yeah, and even seeing what he touched up upon about how when he had our pre-approval and our DU, he knew the loan would get approved. Doesn't matter, not just New York, no matter where you are, when you see that Lakeview pre-approval, you have confidence in that pre-approval. And that's something that we pride ourselves on, and obviously we appreciate hearing it from a realtor. And yeah, no matter where you are, when you see Lakeview, you could have confidence in that pre-approval.
Absolutely. 100% agreed.
So I think at this point we're going to try to wrap it up, and we're going to look forward to next time when we all get together. We like to keep on top of some new, trends and new news that's coming out in the market. So, of course, Steve, if you guys ever have any new programs that we're not aware of course, let us know. We'll get you guys on, and we'll be happy to share it with our marketplace. And obviously, same thing for us. That's one of the things that we like to do is we share with our other offices, and we share our news and share businesses and whatever we can do to help out.
Yeah. The business
I'll tell
is
you
always
what's working down
changing,
here.
so.
If we have any more time left, I'll just give you a real quick. What's working down here seems to be we have a no income program down here in Florida, which is great. 25% down, depending upon credit score. Bases on assets and reserves. And the other thing that I seem to be using a lot is the 3-2-1 and the 2-1 buy down.
Right. We
Yeah,
talked
Yeah,
about that earlier.
we just touched base on
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Really, really a great program. Benefits the client. Gives them that space and time to let the market correct and maybe possibly refinance before it even gets to that current strike price. The end result after the temporary buy down. Just good programs. And Phil is a master at putting those together and getting that extra set. Obviously they're seller financed, so you need the seller concession to get that to happen. And Phil's been great at it. We've had 2 or 3 that closed recently. And we strategically structured the deal with a seller concession, and Phil was integral in that doing.
Yeah, it's good to have a good
great
partnership to
programs.
make it work. Absolutely.
100%.
Excellent. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Great
Thank
to hear
you.
from you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. Of
Thanks, Steve.
All
Nice
right,
to meet you,
appreciate
Phil.
it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me.
course.
My pleasure.
Take care, guys.
All right, so that was some good insight, from out of state, see what other realtors and the other lenders out of state are dealing with.
Yeah.
So that's always what we like to do because we're licensed in almost every state to do business, but we have offices in multiple states as well, and we're continuing to expand throughout the years. So Steve was originally from here in Long Island, New York, and he expanded to Florida and opened up his own branch,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
amazing.
And I think a lot of people might not realize that because they hear Lakeview Mortgage Bankers and it doesn't have that same name recognition that Chase, JP Morgan, some other big banks might have. But we are all over the place. We have multiple offices just here in New York alone. We have an office in Maryland. We have an office in Georgia. We have an office in Florida. I mean, we are really rapidly expanding. And anywhere you're buying on the Eastern Seaboard, at least, we could pretty much do it for you.
And there's many more to come.
And the thing that separates us from a bigger bank like Chase or JP Morgan or Wells Fargo is that we take you by the hand throughout the entire process. You'll have our cell phone number. You'll be able to talk to us, reach out to us 24/7. And not only do we have your back, but we call you back.
Yeah, that's the biggest
And-
thing. We don't work those bankers' hours, like you said, Chase, JP Morgan, Bank of America. The biggest things that these clients that come to us is we tell them we're available after 5 and on weekends, and they're shocked. They go, "Oh, I can't get to my lender from Bank of America on the weekend." And that's really when you need us because you're shopping for homes on the weekend. So you need an updated
That's
pre-approval.
the easiest part that we deal with.
It
with
really
our
is. Just
competition.
pick
It's
up the phone.
100%.
It's so
simple.
I was texting a client last night at 10 o'clock at night, and even my wife had said to me, "Who are you talking to?" Of course, she let her know, but they
Yeah.
were even shocked that you answered because they first said, "Oh, I was just sending you a message. I didn't expect you to answer."
Yeah, they think we'll answer in the
You
morning.
send an email that way, but you don't
Of
send a
course.
text and not expect an answer,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So I'm going to answer if
Exactly.
I'm available.
Doesn't matter what we're doing.
Exactly. But that, again, that's what separates us, as you can hear. It was nice to hear that from Phil.
Yeah.
Obviously talking about his relationship with Steve. So that's just one story that we have to share. That hopefully we're going to have a lot more like that to let everybody else know of how we take care of
Yeah,
our clients.
yeah,
and
we're
what
gonna
we
get a
do.
lot of insight from out of state as well. Realtors, everyone on the show.
No doubt.
Yeah, and also like what he said, how we're mortgage bankers. People have to realize that too. Our company name is Lakeview Mortgage Bankers, so that's all we do. Like when you speak about Chase, these other banks, that's just one thing that they have their hands in. That's the only thing that we focus on.
Correct.
So you're getting more attention from us, and you're getting from anywhere else you're really going to go.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
True.
Well, it seems like we hit almost everything we wanted to today, and we have many more podcasts to come. So it's been a pleasure. It was great having Steve on today.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll hopefully have more guests on coming next time, and we'll be sharing as much insight as we can with everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys, and
Thanks,
make
guys.
sure
Take care.
you put
See
any
you next
offers
time.
in. Keep in mind what we spoke about today, if there's loan limits and 2-1 buy down, because that might be the difference in you getting the house or not.
Give us a call.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.